Hey everyone, it's Jack Reeve, Talk Norwich City here, back for another video. Hope you guys are all doing very well indeed. Thank you so much for the support on the channel recently. Daily Norwich City content, and you guys seem to be loving it. Way past 19,000 subscribers now, and on the home straight to 20,000. And Norwich City are on the home straight of signing a couple more players. Back for a little transfer rumours video today, and two of these, well, we've only got two, and both of them look relatively nailed on for happening, I think. Let's start with Javi Quintilla then, from Villarreal. What do we know about him? He's 23 years old and he's a Spaniard. Came through the youth ranks of Barcelona, so obviously a very good education indeed. He's made 29 appearances for his parent club Villarreal, and he's currently the backup left back to Alberto Moreno, who some of you may remember from his days at Liverpool. Obviously, Villarreal currently managed by Unai Emery, who was at Arsenal. He doesn't see Quintilla as his first choice left back, which means that Norwich City is sniffing about him for maybe a possible replacement to Jamal Lewis, or a backup to Jamal Lewis and Sam McCallum. Who knows? I don't know much about Javi Quintilla. He's played a little bit of Europa League football, obviously some La Liga stuff as well. His older brother also plays for the club. So clearly a good genes running through the family in terms of football. And he's still very young. He's only 23 years old. And I think we're starting to see this, aren't we? Very much a Stuart Webber signing in that age bracket. But we're also starting to see almost kind of a complete reshuffle of the squad that was so successful in Norwich City's last championship promotion campaign. And I kind of see a pattern emerging here, in a sense that Norwich City are very much willing to freshen things up when they feel like they need to. There would definitely be a reason for Norwich City to go, no, look, this is the squad that got us up from the championship last time. We're going to stick with this and it's going to work again. Now, often that isn't the case. I think if you look at the statistics in depth, the amount of clubs that have gone down and then come straight back up in the past sort of 15, 20 years is very slim, and especially clubs that have done that with the same manager. Now, I've said that before on the videos, that we're not changing head coach, manager in Daniel Farke. He will be staying. Stuart Webber has said many a time that at the moment anyway, Daniel Farke won't be leaving unless he walks. So to freshen things up, often teams change their head coach. In Norwich City's case, we are changing players. Now, who knows if Jamal Lewis will leave? There have been more links since Liverpool's bid wasn't accepted, and now Liverpool have gone on to sign another left back, so we won't be going there. I've heard rumblings of Leicester, possibly a move there. It's still very early to say. On the flip side, there's only, well, under 3 weeks until our first game of the season, so Norwich need to assemble a squad quickly, and we also need to make sure that if there are players in the squad that want to leave or the club want to get rid of, we're starting to sell them on. Now, we've already made a couple of signings. You can go back through the channel to see who they are and my analysis on them, but we are going to need to free up some space. We've got a fairly bloated squad at the moment. Obviously, you need a squad with real depth going into this championship season, especially because, as I said in the last video, there is the possibility of maybe playing 8, 9 games in the first month. Now, you're coming straight back in from pre-season into a really intense workload. There are going to be injuries. We know that this Norwich City team are prone to injuries, so we need to try and get through it the best we can. A deep squad will do that. So Javi Quintilla kind of ticks the boxes. Might take a little bit of time to adapt to the championship. Can't see him being the first choice left back. But with that being said, with the pedigree he's had, there is definite reason to argue that he might be that player. We were linked with him back in January, I seem to remember, which indicated that maybe they were thinking of throwing him in the Premier League. It didn't work out then. Hopefully it works out this time. Javi Quintilla, remember the name. Next up, a player I'm sure a lot of you are aware of is Oliver Skipp from Spurs, 19-year-old central defensive midfielder. He's played at all England youth levels from under 16, 15 Premier League appearances in the past 2 seasons and 2 substitute Champions League appearances, which is a rather impressive resume for someone at the young age of 19 years old. Of course, we had been linked with Ethan Ampadu last week. That deal won't be happening. Apparently, he will be going to Fulham, so he'll be getting a Premier League loan move. Oliver Skipp, on the other hand, looks more likely to happen. Probably not as highly rated as Ethan Ampadu, but still, to be getting into a Tottenham squad on a fairly regular basis, to be getting Champions League minutes under your belt, that's fairly good going from Oliver Skipp. The one interesting factor is he's 5'9", which you would probably associate with being like a central attacking midfielder or something like that, a player that fits that profile. You don't see too many kind of ball-winning midfielders at 5'9". We have had Harrison Reed in recent years, who did very well with us and is now playing, or will be playing Premier League football for Fulham. Oliver Skipp is, I guess, if you just look at the kind of physical attributes, very much of that mould. It's interesting though, you look at the midfield, I talk about a bloated squad, the bloating is very much in the middle of the park. I mean, you've got Sorensen, Roop, Leitner, Tribal, Tete, Thompson, City, Vrancic, McLean, all able to play in that kind of central defensive midfield position, which surely indicates if this deal will be going through, which it looks likely, then a few of them will be leaving. Tribal and Leitner are the two names most likely to leave. The club have said on a few occasions that they will be listening to bids for them. Lucas Roop, I would have thought will be staying, but I can't see getting too much game time with the likes of Sorensen and Skipp in there. Mario Vrancic, where does his future lie? He's, of course, one of the players that was signed relatively early on in Farke's reign. Maybe Farke sees his future away from the club. Alex Tete, probably wise that we've got backup for him. I can't see him starting as many games next season as he has done in previous years. So it's really interesting to see that we are being linked with another midfielder. You would have thought surely that they've got clubs lined up for some of the names I've just mentioned. And I think it's good that we're freshening things up. I think that's needed, and I think Oliver Skipp very much fits the transfer model in place at Norwich City. That transfer model arguably hasn't worked in the past season, but hopefully we can get it back on track. And Skipp's very much a highly rated young talent, so hopefully we'll see him in a Norwich City shirt and in a Championship team that is successful. So they are the two names today: Javi Quintilla, left back, and Oliver Skipp, central defensive midfielder. I'm sure it's going to be another really busy week of transfer rumours, so please do feel free to subscribe to Talk Norwich City. It is 100% free and you'll be notified every time we upload. Over 50% of you that watch aren't subscribed, so get clicking that button. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Skipp and Quintilla down in the comments section below, and I will be back tomorrow for another video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.